Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Joe at Swing This Kettlebell in Strength, and here's a couple questions that I got today, basically on how to make your kettlebell deadlift heavier. Okay, so a lot of things. Deadlift is one of those things that is a prerequisite for your swing, and a lot of people just don't really do them. So if you have barbells, you're going to use a barbell. But if you don't have barbells and you're limited on your kettlebell swing, you want a heavier kettlebell to do deadlifts. The simplest way to do that is take a band, okay? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this band, you're gonna run it through the kettlebell, and then you're gonna run it through your feet, okay? Kind of like the sumo stance. Now, this band isn't gonna do much at all, but instead of buying a super heavy kettlebell that you're only gonna do basically deadlifts or possibly swings with, what you can do is you can get a couple different bands. Now notice here, a 2-inch band and a 1-inch band. And now I'll show you what I can do. This isn't a crazy heavy kettlebell. It's only a 30 kilogram bell right here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass this, get these lined up in here. I'm going to pass this through. Now with a competition kettlebell, I'm going to step through the side. But the thing about a competition kettlebell is they're not meant for, gotta load this up just right. All right, they're not meant for 2 hands, they're meant for 1. You notice right here, especially these Kettlebell King competition bells, they're not anywhere near as wide on the window, okay? So what I do for that deadlift is, put that band right through the middle, stepping out here, make sure that it's in the middle of my foot, lower down. All right, so that's basically a simple way to do it. And the best part about that is if you think about when you do your kettlebell swing, it's pretty much weightless, right? At the top. Now here, with this deadlift, it's not as heavy at the bottom. It's 66 pounds here. But now as I pull up and go for that lockout, it's much heavier, okay? So you're working on structural integration at the top, which doesn't happen unless you force it to do with a kettlebell swing. Now here's a reason why I love the forward flip of a heavy kettlebell. As you swing up, on the forward flip, you have to push it forward. So that means you have to brace, okay? So as I bring that up, push, I'm engaged my torso, I'm braced, and I wait for that bell and then catch it. So that's why I love to flip heavy bells forward I'm just going to show you, forward, because it helps me engage as I push. I'm pushing to keep going from going backwards. Anyway, so there's that. It's a quick thing. I mean, you can put as many bands on as you want. You can get a super big one. I think this is almost 3 inches. Anyway, so now let's get back how to make your kettlebell heavier for a row, okay? So this is kind of one of those old tricks that just popped up on Reddit that I guess I realized that people don't know about this. You don't need to buy a bigger kettlebell. When you have these sitting around here, a couple exercises, you can combine them. Okay, so you're combining, and it's going to be good for rows, it could be good for single arm deadlifts, it could be good for swings if you are confident and capable of doing so. So what you're going to do is always take the heavy bell on the bottom and the lighter bell on the top, okay? What I'm going to do, I'm going to put them together, lean the heavy one in, and I have the top handle of the light bell goes over it, and you're going to line it up so it's flat. You're going to reach through, you're going to grab, okay? You're going to hook your grip onto that heavy kettlebell, and then you're going to pull it up. I'm going to walk that one in for you. So there it is. Notice how I'm in line with the heavy kettlebell and the light bell's up here on the outside. So I'm going to get back here. So this way, I can do some one-arm rows. And now, instead of 30 kilograms, I have 30 plus 16. Here's my 46. Okay? So there's that. I'm going to get you a little closer. Let's see that again. And tilt the big one in, tilt the lighter one on top of it. Make sure it's lined up. Now right there, it's literally crushing it together. Since it's flat, the flatter these handles are, the better. And I have that. I'm going to do it on the other side just to make sure I'm even. Right there. Thumbs out. I can hook that if I want to. All right, so there's that. Now, I'm thinking, what can I do to have a heavier one-arm swing? We can do the exact same thing. So I'm just going to start it instead of laterally. I'm going to go forward. I'm going to take this bell, lean this one, heavy one forward. Now once again, here's 46 kilograms. I'm going to hook. I'm going to lean it back. I'm going to lift it up. From the side. And there you go. So, that's one of those interesting connections. I mean, one arm swinging, 46 kilograms. Now, there's something else that people have seen. If you look way back, if you're scouring the internet and looking for some heavier stuff or feats, this isn't one of my favorite things to do, but I'm going to show you. So you can do it if your coordination, if your stability for your squats, things like that. I'm going to show you what a stacked rack, squat, press. I mean, this is going to be too heavy for me to press this way because it's similar to the bottoms up press. It's going to be a lot slower. But let me see if I can get this. So I'm going to get in here. I'm going to crush them together. Now this time I have the lighter bell right up top. There we go. So now I have a stacked rack. There we go. Boom, there we go. 46 kilogram. Stacked. I'm not going to do it on this side because for some reason I got a spot right here that does not feel good when I have to hold it like that. So when I'm stacking, I'm holding a little bit more like this so I can grab that other bell versus my normal grip like this. Okay, so that's where my left wants to feel. My left wants to feel this with up to 48 kilograms, 56. I don't like stacking it when I'm in the middle. It's something in there and my forearm does not feel good. So I just don't do it. Once again, a lot of people might think that's a trick or something, but with a weight that's more manageable, I only have a 30 and a 16. But if you had if you had a 20 and a 16, I mean right there, you got your 36. But anyway, those are a couple things that you can do that you might not have seen in a while or ever that I watched from people before me. So the combination, the banded addition, and the stack, that's something that you can do. So be mindful, make sure that that's not something that you're going to lose. I have lost those bells because it's a sphere on a sphere, right? So it's literally wobbly. All right, so you have to be real careful with that. Anyway, talk to you later.